Hey guys, here's Louie. So we are working on the 1968 Firebird that we blessed it with the name. It's called the Neighbird. Definitely it sticks to the car. Everybody likes that so far. So we took off the radiator off the core support with the original fan shroud, which a lot of people always asks me, and honestly, none of my cars have the original setup. But the original setup is she gets clipped in right here, the fan shroud, one end here. Okay, it has all this little like metal tabs that they also get clipped in from the bottom, and the radiator overflow hose gets hooked up right here. And back in 1968, you used to go straight to the floor, to the street. They didn't care about putting an overflow tank, I believe, until 1970. I'm going to show you the original fan shroud here, so you guys can see. There goes a clip. Okay, that's the bottom, and another clip for the bottom. Okay, 100% original. And this one right here, these holes gets slid into it, so it slides into the bracket right here. And there goes your mounting bolt where she goes, and there goes the radiator with the fan shroud mounting system. So I took everything out because we are going to use a newer radiator like that. The owner of the Neighbor doesn't have, you know, problems with cooling or nothing like that. Definitely this water pump here is seized. I mean, I can't even turn it. Okay, so that tells me one thing: she's full of rust, crud of the coolant just sitting there for many years. All right, now check this out. For you guys out there that have the Pontiac engines on these Firebirds, is notorious for the front main seal to leak. Okay, and this one is leaking 100%. All right, when she was still on service, she was leaking. You can see all the oil buildup, and it's really bad. I mean, it even has it on the heads up here, because while the car is on and this crank pulley is going round and around and around, she's leaking oil. The air from the roll is going this way, and it's splashing all over the place. Now, look at the transmission coolant lines, how built up that is. And that's not coolant. That's not transmission fluid. That is engine oil, 100%. I truly suggest that the owner does change all this kind of stuff out. But first, we want to hear this engine on. I'm going to do the oil change. Okay, I'm going to do the first startup on her. And if she could run under her own power, I think his plans is just to move forward. But I honestly do believe if you're going to throw money at something like this, and remember, this is not going to be a full-blown restoration. She ain't going to get out my garage all pretty and painted or nothing like that, because that's another job. But mechanically wise, this car is going to be safe and sound for he could go drive it outside. So that being said, I totally 100% believe that this should be changed. Number one, the water pump has to be changed, and the front end seal should be changed, and possibly even the timing chain. I mean, if you're gonna go through all that work, why not do it? You know, it's just like I said, it's better insurance on the job and on the engine, right? So the next thing we're gonna be doing, because the gas really smells terrible, is removing the tank, getting rid of the tank, and buying a new tank. All right, and then I will continue from there on, maybe installing the starter, some spark plugs, to see if she could go bang. Alright guys, I figure I will show this on a video, because this is also something that comes a lot on the Firebird forums for the first generation Firebirds. 67 and 68 use this. What is this? So this is the rubber that connects the tank, this part right here, to your filler neck, which is right here. Okay, this filler neck goes inside a rubber sleeve. Okay, and as you can see, it's a cut here, right? And there's no, so the only way it connects is to here. Now, this one is an original piece. I cannot believe that they haven't collapsed. And the reason why it didn't cut is original, so it's cut to the perfect length. Okay, when they sell you the reproduction nowadays, and I know, 100% I know, the reproduction collapse right here, okay, because they are too long. And the guys are installing them like this. And with the fumes and the vape of everything of the fuel, it makes it collapse because there's too much wiggle room if it's taller, longer. Okay? So this is the perfect height for when you get your new one to install here. And these are the original clamps, GM clamps, okay? And you'll see them in this section here when you're gonna have to take everything apart, or if you're installing it, she'll be right here in here connecting the tank to the filler neck. All right, so just remember, I have a measuring tape. Let's see how long is she. So she's 3 inches and an eighth. 3 inches and an eighth. Okay, so anything longer than that is going to give you the problem of collapsing. So then you could ask yourself, so what's the problem of collapsing? I ran into this problem myself with my 67 Firebird. For years, I've been filling the tank up in a gas station, right? And because she's collapsed, there ain't that much space here. Remember that the fuel pressure at the gas station, at the pump, is not the same pressure as 1968 or 67. Those few pumps was going very slow. Nowadays, that pump, the gas really comes out there fast. So when this collapsed, there's nowhere for that pressure of gasoline to go, and it will spit out back at yourself. It was doing that to me for years. And I would have to baby the gasoline in little by little, stop, put some in. I'll be the last guy coming out of the gas station. Anyway, this is the correct way. 3 inches and an eighth. You will not run into that problem, and you don't give it any wiggle room to collapse. Okay? So we decided to take this off because we're going to make her mechanically sound. And it does not make sense. Cheap insurance. Get yourself a new gas tank. Okay? She doesn't look terrible inside, but it's not safe. She's rusty, especially in the bottom. She has like rust that looks like it's gonna go through any minute. So we're just gonna get rid of this. This is to insulate the gas tank from the bottom of the trunk floor, okay? For it not to hit metal to metal, and also for noise, all right? So this is exactly how they did it from GM. And I'm not sure, but I found a piece of paper here. I'm not too sure if that's the bill sheet. It probably wasn't. I don't really know. I don't think so. It was probably just tape holding the fuel sending unit wire to it, the way I see it now, because that's bare here. But I'm still looking for the bill sheet of this car. So on the Firebirds, my experience, if it's not underneath the gas tank, it's underneath one of the chairs in the car. And the seats. So we shall see. I found one time on the passenger seat. So let's see. I'm gonna keep cranking away, see how far I could get to this project today, and I'll keep you guys posted. Alright guys, so I'm gonna end the video here. Just because if I keep going and going, the videos are gonna be super long, and I know not too many people watches super long videos. So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking the steps to getting this car, number one, to run under its own power and to make it mechanically sound. All right. So as for the oil, this is just to get the car running for a little bit. And this is something that have worked for me for many, many years that I've been messing around with the Pontiac engines and old birds. So I have the diesel oil there, okay? I have transmission fluid, and I have this oil treatment here, which brings zinc in it. That is really important for these old engines, okay? I also have the distributor that I'm going to use is a small cap HEI. It plays a part that looks more original, just like the point distributor that has that small cap right there. I also have the coil, brand new coil, and brand new spark plug wires. I have the same setup on my 1968 Firebird, the white car with the HO stripes. And I also have the same setup on a 1967 GTO 400 car that belongs to a friend of mine's. Okay, so I'm going the same route on this 68 Firebird, and let's see what the owner decides to do. Like I said, everything is up to him. I'm just putting the car together, and I will give him my best advice as the mechanic this time around, because I'm not the body guy, I'm not the sheet metal guy this time around. But as the mechanic, totally agree, and I want to hear things in the comments of what you guys recommend. But he totally needs a new water pump, and I would change the seal on the front timing cover here, the front end seal. And I will even change the harmonic balancer and timing chain on this car, on the engine, definitely. But I'll leave you guys with this video here on the Neighbor. And that's it for me for today. Then I'm gonna be going right back into body work on the Lovebird. The Lovebird is getting done, guys. Okay, it's time to detail, a lot of detail on the bodywork to move to the next step and getting her all sealed up and primer, and also moving forward to final paint in the spring. But she's getting done. All right, guys, like I always say, keep your hands dirty and your project will move forward. Take care now. Bye-bye.